What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. On today's episode, we're working on something other than a mini bike or the four-wheelers and whatever else. Today we're actually working on the lawnmower. So this is our ExMark zero-turn lawnmower, and I mean, it's been through some, like, we just bought this not that long ago. I bought it to fix up, but like, it's got stuff wrong with it. Sounds like a starter's going out of it. We have to use this little bungee cord to keep the throttle down. But in today's episode, we're actually working on the clutches, which is under here. Let's just remove that. Under here. Actually, one of our clutches, it's removed right now. But the bolt bent on it and it's torn up. It's right here. This clutch is bad, the bearing's out of it and everything else. So in today's episode, we're working on replacing that clutch, as well as there's one more drive clutch in there we're going to try to replace in today's episode. If our main goal though is to replace that old clutch that is already off, because it's torn to hell. So in here we have our clutches, and right here is all of our hardware to install this. So our washers, our bolts, everything that we might need. So I'm gonna tear this open quick. Don't want to show knives on YouTube because they don't appreciate that. So right here, these are just idler pulleys, but in here is, sorry about that, right there, that's our new clutch, idler pulley, whatever you want to call it. And we do have two of those here. They're just stacked on top of each other. But our main goal today is to do this. So first step to doing this is getting everything out of the packaging and making sure it is all, and we're gonna set it up so it looks exactly like this, so I know how everything goes. So I'm gonna set you guys down here. Sorry. Working with a goofy tripod. There we go. Alright, so like I said, idler pulley. We're gonna put this back here. We have washers, our new bolts, nuts, and these little bushings for the idler pulley. So we're gonna tear this. What we're gonna do, I'm gonna take this and use our parts here, and I'm gonna tear everything apart, and I'm gonna put everything how it should be with this, so then I know how it's supposed to go onto the mower before I even start working on anything. So by the looks of it, it's one of our bolts, which is right here. I'll show you guys this on camera more as I go. So we got a bolt, and then, which these are, they do have a flange on them. So let me get, there we go. They do have a flange on them, so I'm not using a washer because I shouldn't have to. And then one of our bushings. And then our clutch. And then after that should be a washer and then a nut, which I'll show you guys here once I get this stuff open. There we go. So then a washer, little 3/8 washer, and I'll have most of this stuff linked down below in the description, in case you guys do need to do this for one of your mowers. This is an ExMark 44-inch commercial zero turn. You can find them on Marketplace for a good price. That's what we did to get ours. But so then one of our nuts goes on top of all this, and that's the back, that's the front, well actually bottom, top, and that's exactly how this one is. And you guys can see the wear and tear that's on this old clutch. So next what we're gonna do, we're gonna tear this apart again, and we're gonna put it onto this mower how it's supposed to go. I'll show you guys the whole way through. It's not a hard install, of course. You just, of course, slap everything on, tighten it down to how it's supposed to be. And yeah, this is a job because of where the pulleys are. You do have to use your ratchets and hand tools. You can't use your cool power tools. So I did bring out the Craftsman socket set as well as my Craftsman wrench set. So just real quick, I'll bring you guys back over to the mower. This whole setup is gonna go right there, and then we'll have to put on our belt and everything. That belt does look in a little bit of a rough shape, just because of trying to run it. Like whenever the belt popped off, it spun for a little bit, which it caught on everything. So hopefully this belt will be okay for now. We can get another one for not super expensive, but we'll see how much it might be to get a new one, just because, well, yeah. Just a quick overview of this mower before we start getting to work. We did already replace 4 new wheels right here. Or no, it's actually 3, my bad. Replace them, and this thing did come with this chute system thing, so it takes a little bit of convincing, but that can come down so then you can go on the edges on either side of this mower. It does have dual tanks, which the valve form isn't exactly working, so it basically pulls from both tanks at once. Really, we haven't had to do much work to this thing. I did have this deck off at one point we were sharpening the blades and whenever we replace those wheels, and this thing does its job. So this thing does its job pretty good. I'll show you guys a clip right after I'm done talking of this thing doing wheelies, and it moves pretty good for doing actual mowing. So here's this clip. So as you guys saw, this thing, it'll do wheelies and stuff. I mean, it's a 0 turn mower. The motor's in the back, so this thing will easily, like, I can step on it and that front end will pop up. So next, we're gonna go ahead and get started on working on this thing. So we're gonna tear apart here. We're gonna take this back apart and take all of our hardware over there. But before we take it over, we're gonna make sure I have all of my wrenches here, so I'm not going back and forth trying to figure out what my wrenches are, because that gets to be a pain in the ass sometimes. So for our nuts, and I'm hoping these are metric, just because I only brought out my metric wrenches. I do have my metric sockets, of course. These look like they're going to be a 15mm. Actually, no. Alright, so these are these nuts that we have are 9/16, so I keep that out. And then these bolts are, I don't know if they're going to be the same or not. They look bigger. Nope, they're 9/16 too. So for what we bought at least, they're both 5/16 size nuts and bolts, which that's okay. Of course, we have the wrenches and sockets and everything. So we're going to shut this socket set, keep everything somewhat organized here. I'm going to put this back in here. So now what we're doing, we're just taking all the parts, and I'm gonna see how this is supposed to go so I'm not doing anything wrong. And that'll go. Okay. Now that we know how this thing is all supposed to go together, we're gonna come over here to the mower and install this stuff. But first, I have to run inside. We're gonna go inside and get the 5/16 wrench, so we're not sitting here and, no, 9/16, sorry, 9/16 wrench, so we're not trying to use the improper tools. Alrighty guys, so I got our pulley and all of our hardware, and I got a 9/16 wrench and my ratchet with a 9/16 socket on it. So now we're gonna come over here and we're going to install it. It should be, your bolt comes up through, and then it will be your bushing, clutch, and then washer, and then your nut. And I'll show you guys again. This is how everything is. So you got, right there is your nut, your washer, then that bushing, and then your bolt. So I'm gonna bring you guys over here. We're gonna get the stuff installed. I don't know how much I'm gonna get on camera, just because it's gonna be a little hard to do. Probably get you guys a time lapse though. So pick you guys back up once everything is installed. Alrighty guys, so we're pretty close to having, I need to put that washer on still. But I'm just showing you guys real quick. This is how it's supposed to sit on here. Of course, get that belt out of the way. And I gotta tighten everything down yet. So, other than that though, really wasn't hard. I used a piece of duct tape to keep the bolt up through, and I also threaded that nut on every time I was done putting a part on, until of course I'm at the step now where I just got to put that washer on, just so the bolt wasn't falling through while I was working. So now what we're going to do, I'm going to put that washer on and we're going to get everything tightened down. Then we're going to get that belt back on, and I'm going to show you guys how you're supposed to do that, just because it is a little difficult to do by yourself. I might have my dad come down and help me with it, just because it makes it a little easier. Other than that though, we're almost done with this job. Alrighty guys, so I was able to get this all done and everything. Next step here is to get this belt onto the right clutches and pulleys and everything. Right here is the diagram on how it's supposed to be. Let me get you guys closer here. So basically it goes from, there's this clutch here, or pulley, I keep saying clutch, but pulley, to this right here, which has a blade on it, to then comes to the front side of this one, which has another blade on it, and then this will come to the back side of our new pulley, which then goes to the front side of that other blade. So here is the difficult part. There is a tensioner down in here somewhere back in that you are supposed to, of course, pull until you can put your clutch on, or your belt on. Of course, I am by myself currently working on this, so I have one of two options. I can either A, have my dad come down here and we'll just put a ratchet strap on it, he pulls on it, and we're done. Or option B, I can take a ratchet strap from that tensioner, hook it onto somewhere here on the frame, probably like right in here, and ratchet it until I can, again, get my belt on. Probably gonna be easier to have someone help me with it, but I'm gonna try to do it with the ratchet strap, hook it to this here, and pull it so far until I don't have to have someone to help me, and we'll get it all how it's supposed to be. So I'm gonna go grab a ratchet strap, and we're gonna try that. Alrighty guys, so I'm sitting on the mower right now, and I'll show you guys really quick. Let me move this out of the way. Our new pulley, which is right there, is installed, and as you can see as well, it is working perfectly fine. I still need to mow here and over here, but you can see the difference between right here and how long this is right here, where I haven't mowed So it is mowing perfectly fine. I'll show you guys real quick. I didn't show you guys on camera because it was a pain in the ass. But what we ended up doing for, like I said, that tensioner, which should be that big spring in there. Here, let me get you guys another angle. Right there, that big spring there. What we did, we hooked onto it, and then we ran a ratchet strap from here right onto here. And all you had to do, we strapped it and we ratcheted until we had enough that we could just put that belt on, and we made sure the belt was in its right spots. So now, as you can see, belt's on and it's cutting. So I want to say thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna get this lawn done quick, at least the sand mound here. So again, thank you guys for watching. I'll have the link down to the parts down in the description. Alrighty guys, so like I said, the thing's done, it's mowing. I'm gonna finish mowing the sand mound here. I'll have links to all the parts that I used today, and probably not the tools, because you can go to any hardware store, not hardware store, but like Lowe's or somewhere, and get those tools. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. Hopefully we'll have more videos coming soon on different vehicles and different things that I'm working on. We did switch it up a little bit today. I know normally we work on mini bikes, four-wheeler, anything else, but I'm just happy we got this thing done and I can get the mowing done. So again, thank you guys for watching. Comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.